Like, you know, when you do something that like for me, it's like you fuck up. Like I shit. Like I got like a head injury and I shit in a friend's elevator one time. Oh. That was fucking crazy. Yeah.
What?
So when you tell that
how
story,
it happens. What's so weird?
Welcome back to Show Me Yours podcast, everybody.
I'm Jackie Agnew.
I'm Johnny DeVito.
And I'm Dave Watano.
You're goddamn right you are, Ty.
Who do we got in the studio tonight?
Oh, that's a
gang?
great question, man. I'm glad you asked. Right
Gang?
now.
Gang?
We got a studio tonight, gang.
Gang? Yeah. We got gang.
We're gang, right? Like,
Yeah.
I thought you were saying you're gay. I'm like, oh. Who isn't gay nowadays?
Not anymore.
Yeah,
Definitely not a guy wearing a pink. Definitely not a guy wearing a pink American Eagle sweatshirt.
Pink looks great on me.
No.
Alright?
It does. It does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
does.
yeah.
Who is this?
Also
Fine.
very gay, but it's fine.
No, it's all good, Jackie. Actually, there's a pray the gay away situation that like the Catholics use, not as powerful actually as Jackie and three of the sisters in her coven calling to, you know what I mean, all four elements and the winds of the north and the east and the west and the south, and then they actually took a piece of my pubic hair and threw it in the fire, and that makes you not gay anymore.
That's true.
So like I don't even get boners when I see guys even a little bit.
I do all the time,
Yeah.
man. That's
Okay. Yeah. I'll find my dad, and you don't get boners around dudes. Those will both happen.
Ty, if we got to do a gray sweatpant challenge, then
Oh my god! You know what there should be? You know what we should do? It's like a fucking.
yeah, Johnny, you don't get boners when you see. I got a loving dad.
Listen, the Eagles reunited. That's as close as we're gonna get to either one of those things.
You know
Hell
what we-
freezes over, bro.
You know what we should do? Is like a
See me at
parody.
Hotel California, we just trying to bang.
A parody of Finding Nemo called Finding Andy. And it's just like Ty's face photoshopped onto Dory.
Just Ellen's in my face. Where's your dad? Where's your dad? Where's your dad?
Oh, dude.
Dude, that's somebody like you're listening to fucking Hotel California getting boners to dudes, and I'm just listening. And I'm just listening to Desperado. Looking for my dad.
Do you know
so
what your
funny.
dad looks like?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems like you don't even know what
Do you
this
have
mystery
Yeah,
guy.
yeah. Do you have like updated photos of him?
I'm sure I could get like up to making he's on Facebook and shit like that. I'm sure. Yeah.
Oh, should we do a Show Me Yours campaign of like
No.
bringing Andy on the podcast?
No.
Yeah, that would be. I think that would be crossing a line.
Yeah.
I definitely think
Flashers, go out there. His name is Andy. Ty is probably taking a
Well,
last
it is
name of his
interesting
mom,
because
I'm
like I do have like cousins and shit like that like definitely
Right.
talk with
That's
like
so
him and
bizarre.
shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Like as much as we have this like
Yeah.
my yearning for it, it's not really like
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the guy.
Yeah.
It's like you know what I mean? Like
Ty, don't pull the curtain back for the listener.
I know. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Who do we got in the studio today?
Oh my God. Today we're learning
Not
about
quite
other
a new
cultures.
record. I'll be honest with you. That was second fastest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, no, today we're very excited because we're learning about other people's cultures today. I don't know exactly which culture we're going to learn from, if it's from down under or another part of the world that I'm not familiar with. either.
Australia.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Sahib Singh Rana.
Let's go.
yes, what's up, cunts?
Yeah.
That's I think that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we're not going to do it. I don't know what white people think, man. It's like I do not
You're
know.
from the land
But you
of like
grew
white
up in a
people.
white.
Yeah,
you
what do you
know-
mean? Okay, so
I
for the
don't know.
listener, Sahib is not a fan of white people.
No, I like white people. I'm just
Okay.
jealous of them.
Oh.
Hey,
That's-
not for long, buddy.
Yeah. For the listener,
It's the
Sahib is
worst
turning.
time to be white, dude. Like fucking, like it's not even cool anymore.
I like
Yeah.
that we're on our way out and you're coming in. Like it's really interesting that you decide to.
I didn't decide. This wasn't. This wasn't like, I want to be white. It's more like God's like, you're too sexy. Let's make your life harder.
Oh, yeah. Let's make your life harder by becoming white.
Yeah.
In the wrong time. If this was
It
200
is the
years
wrong
ago, would be
time,
the
yeah.
best, dude.
Okay, fair enough. So, for the listener, what we're talking about is vitiligo.
Yes.
Is what we're talking about, and that is the
Got
luckiest.
Wikipedia
disease.
last night.
No, I'm trying to.
Here's how we're gonna open the episode.
WebMD.
I was listening to an episode and I was making a few things. I was like, okay, so what? And what I noticed was that I talk over people a lot, so I'm trying to take a back seat to that.
So do I.
Yeah.
And another thing, what I'm trying to do is be a little bit more knowledgeable about the things that I'm talking
So
about.
you Googled vitiligo?
I Google all my friends' diseases. Every single one of them. If any of my friends have a problem, you know what I mean, then I'll Google it and do anything that I can to make it worse.
Yeah, like skinny tattooed loser.
I'm sneaking into
Poor
Ty's
choice.
I'm sneaking into Ty's room and just giving him stick and poke tattoos so he can be even more tattooed.
Ugh.
But continue on your Wikipedia rant, please.
The only thing that I really know about vitiligo is from the classic cartoon Boondocks.
Oh, with the guy turns black instead?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he claims that he has reverse vitiligo, which is the opposite of what Michael Jackson got. So every day he just gets blacker and darker. Uncle Ruckus is a classic character, but I mean, we don't need to get into that on this show.
I've never actually seen the show. I just know that reference.
Oh, he's
Of course
it's,
you do. Yeah.
it's
I know
fantastic.
every
Every
vitiligo.
white guy's like,
Have you seen it?
in Boondocks, dude. He's got the reverse thing that you have. Like, thanks, man.
I can relate. I understand.
Yeah. You haven't seen it? Okay, well, I'll explain the whole episode. Okay, open 2. All right.
Oh my god. In the where did the I guess not as you claim, not hatred for white people.
It's
but
jealousy.
It's jealousy,
Right.
right?
Yeah,
So where does
absolutely.
this where does this stem from?
The jealousy?
Yes.
Well, you get away with everything, dude. History?
True.
History, just straight up.
Yeah,
history.
you guys did
But you say,
slavery,
like-
and then we're like, no one did anything.
Okay.
Not only that, well, it's like there was like a huge congratulatory ending. It's like it's just
Yeah.
like, oh, it's this big like good for you. Like, like
Yeah,
I mean, let's
But like you're still gonna do it on the low though.
Yeah,
Totally.
Yeah.
Trust me, we got all these prisons.
yeah. We got a whole thing set up.
Yeah, trust me, we have a whole contingency
Yeah.
plan.
But you say that I mean as me, right? Today that we're gonna after this episode, you're gonna take me out. We're gonna do a little bit of dosa action. We're gonna do some hookah,
We're gonna
and
brown this shit up.
we're gonna
Have you like not had a dosa before?
never had a dosa.
That's
Very
wild.
I
Yeah,
do,
we've
especially
never-
like living in. Like,
How do you live?
Vancouver.
Yeah,
No,
you've
we've
lived here
never
for a minute
dosed.
too.
I think because usually after
You either?
no, because I think here's my theory is that after shows
These
we
white
take
men-
off real quick. We don't do a lot of the post-show hang. We
Yeah.
take
Right.
off pretty quick after shows, so
Yeah.
we've missed out on all the
Yeah.
dosa.
I feel
action. Yeah.
We're alcoholics.
So much brown people do.
yeah.
I learned that at Ravi's wedding. I've never seen it because what I've learned is the similarities between like my family and what I saw at the Brown wedding was like,
Yeah, because you're Italians and brown people. We have the same thing.
oh my
Same
god,
culture.
it's just all about family. It's all about food. Everybody's getting together, you're drinking, you're having a good time, right?
Yeah.
The only thing that I noticed that was different was how much more accepting you guys were than it would
The
be.
Italians would have. Oh yeah, for
Yeah,
my
Of like
family. Oh
random
god,
people
yeah.
walking
showing
into-
up.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
No fucking way you're walking into my wedding and shit. And like if Ravi's taking the mic or no. You don't
Yeah.
upset. You know what I mean? The the pillars of the family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You talk that shit out back when you're having a cigarette or whatever, right? Like that's kind of like where we joke. Where you guys, I mean, and Ravi's family kind of put it out on Front Street. Do all is
I feel like that's more Ravi.
definitely. But these are all
yeah.
9-day celebrations. How long was your
Right.
wedding?
Mine was about 5 or 6.
5 or
Right.
6 days,
Yeah.
full on. How many people attending?
200-300, not that many.
Jesus,
Man.
I
not
love that. I
How
love
much?
that. I love
how
the
much
not
did
that many.
did
Yeah.
that fucking cost you?
I don't know. My parents paid for it.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
But like,
that's-
that's the thing.
yeah.
Like, parents usually pay for your wedding,
Okay.
and then you pay for your kid's wedding.
Right,
Right.
But
right.
you guys, like, you pay for your own wedding, which I'm like, what the fuck? How do you have the
Yeah.
money?
Yeah, I'll talk to Tim about it.
You think Tim would throw a party?
Oh, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Tim loves other people partying around him.
I'm like, you tying his shoelaces?
No.
Yeah, right. I was like, what is he doing right now?
I
So
saw.
you came. It's only been 5 minutes. I'm here, dude.
I told you. Straight to the winds of the west. No, I just saw an opening to really cut loose.
Have a free party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Open bar.
get the government involved in our relationship. She already has my benefits. Like, you can go to the doctor and stuff. Like, I got you.
That's true.
So
See,
So
now
I'm
he's just
getting
showing
mine.
you. He's just showing you.
You guys
Yeah.
have pets, right?
We
We
have
have-
a pet.
Yeah, that's how you know white people are serious, right? When they get like a dog or a cat, that's
Yeah.
like
yeah.
we
The-
just get married.
the
That's when we
cutest
know we're
kitty in the
serious.
world.
Real. I mean, it sounds like too much. You get the government involved, and you know what I mean. You sign.
But they
papers
kind
and
of get
stuff.
involved anyway, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Like they're involved with you right now.
Yeah.
Do you think she could take it? She
Yeah.
could take my
Absolutely.
records?
Yeah,
She
are
could take
you
my no
kidding
effects
me?
record.
Dude, she'll
Yeah,
take
yeah.
half
Bed frame.
She'll take
dude.
half a
Yeah, I
pack.
got your bed frame.
Half pack your smokes, bro.
She could take half a pack of smoke.
You're common law, dude. Have you been together for more than 3 years?
Arguably longer.
Common law, dude.
I mean, if you go into my Misfits coffin box and take the other, like, there's 2 CDs in there, and just took one of them, and we're like, this is what
Like
you
the
get.
show
motherfucker.
Misfits?
Okay, I never would have
No,
thought of
Misfits
that.
is
but
a
now,
great show, but
now
yeah,
I'm
now the idea
gonna.
is planted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I know exactly what to do if it ever hits the fan.
It's like, wait, what? Don't
It's
fucking
just
do
sitting on the
that.
shelf, and she has no idea how much I covet that piece of memorabilia.
I do now.
But the Misfits, not the show. Are you familiar with the offshoot of punk rock that would be like horrorcore, horror
I just
music?
told you I don't know what.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Like,
So
Okay.
you subculture.
So you've never. So you. Fair enough. Egg on my face. Not cum. Well, basically, what you have is in rock and roll, some people like to get spooky. So if I showed you a picture of like, there's a skull. Could somebody get the Crimson Ghost, the Misfits skull up? Then I'm sure you've seen a bunch of white
Somebody?
people wearing. My phone's charging out there.
Like the pirate thing?
Oh, and Ty's phone's filming him.
I know. By the way, I realize this all the time, and it's like we brought you on as a producer. I'm like, I don't look.
I don't know why we keep saying.
You never looked
I
at
don't
anything.
do anything.
I don't know why we keep. Yeah.
We got another angle for you. Like, again, you're pulling the curtain back and you're
Like-
showing everybody.
Yeah, I don't know why we keep saying producer too. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah, he is the producer and runs this whole thing.
He's in his house, so he's producing the space.
That's
He
true.
is- that's true.
That's true.
That's true.
There we go.
Well, yeah. Now that we got to there, so in music, sometimes I like to get like a little Halloweeny or whatever.
weird,
right? So
yeah?
there's definitely definitely like a weird version. But speaking of music, man, I think that what we need to discuss is an offshoot of gangster rap that I never really experienced before. So you brought in an album by.
Sidhu Moose Wala, man.
Yeah, okay, I was gonna say it differently.
Say it.
Say it.
Sidhu Moose Wala?
Yeah, it's about
Si-
right.
okay,
There you
Sidhu
go.
Moose Wala? Okay. This shit is like, how is it so hard?
It's hard.
Fucking gunshots
Dude,
going
yeah.
off. It's crazy. Yeah.
But like the voice is like, he's the only person that's not rapping in English. It seems like.
Yeah, well, it's obviously he's Punjabi,
He's-
so
okay.
he's doing it in Punjabi. If you hear him speak English, it's like, well, don't speak English, bro.
Right.
That's rough.
Yeah.
But the song that you sent me and my girlfriend, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah. So he's basically talking about an AK-47.
Oh.
wow.
So he's just basically saying his AK is his like
His
his
that's-
girlfriend. So he's like the line is Jatadi Mishuk Biba Russia. So like my like side hoe is it's from Russia basically.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it's like man's like was a big fan of Tupac, so like Tupac has a song called Me and My Girlfriend as well.
I was gonna say,
Gotcha.
there's a
I
lot of
would say
similarities
that, and just like the gunshot shit, because I did listen
Yeah.
to this jam. I was like, it's very Machiavelli album,
Oh,
Totally.
right?
What,
It's like,
100%.
oh yeah.
all those shots
Yeah.
and stuff like I was just waiting to hear Shook Shot Me at the beginning.
Yeah,
The,
even like having no idea what he's saying, you can tell that like some shit's like going down
Yeah,
or about
yeah.
to go. You can tell like the vibe of what's going on.
100%. So like, how
yeah.
prominent is gangster rap? Because like, I mean, I'm a fan of hip hop music, and some cultures, when you hear it, they just fucking get it, right? Like
Yeah.
the Snow Goons are a group out of Germany, and like it's really like cacophonous. Like their language is like, it's really interesting to like hear like rap in
Coffin?
like a lot of like hard sounds, right? Like so like the German language in when it's in like rap form when they're like
It sounds
they're,
harsh as fuck,
yeah, right, and they're like twisting lyrics and shit together. I have no idea what they're saying, but it sounds interesting. Where like South American like Latino hip hop and shit like that, every Cypress Hill album has like a fucking like a translated version and shit, right? And there's a massive community of Latino rappers and stuff, some from America and like a lot from South American shit. And when you hear that, you like it's like they get it. You know what I mean? I don't know what they're fucking saying. I don't necessarily need to. Like, it's not gonna be something that I listen to.
It's flowy
every day.
as fuck.
It's flows like
because
it flows great because the language,
it's like,
right?
Because it's like
like very much so, right? So this was interesting because the best part about the Brown Wedding for me was just getting like just open bar shit faced and being on the dance floor and noticing that like you guys love 90s hip hop, like I love 90s hip hop, but you guys have also remixed all your music over top of like 90s hip hop jams and shit. So there's like forgot about Dre going, but like, you know what I mean? There's like it's clearly is there a brown version of every hip hop song?
So like I think back in the day, like early 2000s, like a bunch of people in the UK would just take all these rap music tunes and then just rap over the top, like sing over the top of it.
Right,
So it's like massive. But then you got like Sidhu, who just like made his own. He's very original, so he's obviously got his like his influence from Tupac, but everything he did was original. That's why he was so successful.
Yeah. So as a Punjabi artist, where's he from? Is that like
so Punjab's a region.
Yes.
So
He's
from like the smallest village, like some shithouse village.
Oh,
and
no
he's
shit.
just like just came to Canada as an international student, made a song 5 years ago, and then rest is history, man.
And really blew up like that. Now, you said Untimely Death has his
Unfortunately,
So can you
5
break
months
down a
ago.
little bit of what happened?
So he was only 28. So like it's crazy though. It's like well they say, you know, you die twice when they when you obviously die, and then when they stop saying your name, that's
Big
why
time.
Hitler's leaving on, you know.
Yeah.
You say you don't like white people shit.
Yeah, right?
You say you don't like white people
Yeah.
shit.
But there's clearly
But
a
you
couple
know
that had some good ideas.
You know, yeah.
No, that was very
All
bad
right.
joke.
I'm just saying, it gave people fucking bread.
Yeah.
You know
That's
we do
gonna
3
be-
clips a week,
yeah.
right? And Jackie's gonna be right on
That's
top of
gonna
that.
be the clip at the beginning of the podcast.
Oh my
So no matter, even if you only watch 30 seconds of it, you're gonna hear that. Yeah.
I'm gonna lose my bank account. But there's not much in there anyway. So
Nobody's ever been canceled on this show before, but maybe that might do it, man. And I'm
Imagine
excited
this
to
is
see-
the episode we blow up.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, man.
oh
And
man.
then it's up to us to take a stance right now. And so he was absolutely right. Anyway. but no, you're absolutely like that. That's a heavy way to look at it, right? But I think that I think about that in like a really weird way too, right? I lost a lot of friends when I was young, and then I kind of I have this like yearning to make something, you know what I mean, or do something like contribute to something because I consume so much, whether it be like art or whatever, right? Then like it's always been like my, you know, like the dream or whatever for me to at least be like mentioned in the same breath with some fucking idiot kid that's like, you know, digging through like a used CD selection or whatever, right? Might find some like my dick jokes or whatever and think they were cool. Like that's kind of like the idea, right? Like at the lowest level. But when it, like, is this dude like I saw like music news reporting on this death, you know what I mean?
It was
when it
massive.
happened.
So it's
Right.
like for him, it's like he did an interview like probably like 4 or 5 years ago in Canada, like to a Punjabi like whatever like station, and he was saying that like obviously Tupac's his biggest inspiration, and that like when Tupac died, people cried, and he brought like the whole black community together, and he goes, "That is my dream to do that." And unfortunately, he died the fucking same way Tupac did.
Jesus Christ.
Right hand side of a car, just fucking 24 bullets, just like
No, really?
yeah, fucking
In Las Vegas?
No.
In the Las Vegas?
Right under, yeah. Right into our Tyson fight.
Exactly.
He is fighting again.
And Jake Paul.
He stomped a crip named Orlando Brown. Fuck! What's Orlando doing at the fight? That is like it's heavy to see in a way because how big is like the hip hop community there, and was this dude like kind of like the voice for, you know what I mean, like a lot of young, I mean, if you fall in love with music, the crazy thing I think about American music is like internationally when you see footage of like Iron Maiden would go to like, you know, Muslim countries and play, and like 100,000 kids would show up with like Iron Maiden t-shirts. You have no fucking idea how far music spreads. But I think it would be cool for, you know what I mean, for you to be in an area where like, oh, this is homegrown. You know what I mean? This is finally like our thing. Like, so how big is like is the music industry there, and was the death like related to that?
I don't know, like the death was related to it. Like basically, what happened was he used to get death threats for like no reason. It's India, so like obviously people want money and shit, right?
Oh,
So
okay.
it's like he's like, oh, no worries. He told his dad, like, nothing's gonna happen. We're just some farmers. Because basically that's what they were. There was just a bunch of farmers, and he just made some music. That's
He
what
rented a
thought,
really
right?
nice house for that video. I thought that this guy was balling out of control.
Nah,
man.
dude, like lived in like, so he moved back to India and he was just farming with his dad. That's basically.
Oh, no shit.
So farming and making music. Oh, that's the fucking dream, dude. Right?
Well, like it's fucking rad, but like, okay, do you know like how much output he has? So in 5 years, like how much music?
There's
was
still
he
more
able
to come.
release?
There's a lot. I think he's got.
Oh,
two
he planned
albums
this.
out.
This is Tupac. Fucking. This is this is Tupac times 2.
Yeah, no, but like,
You know what I mean? Like, so how many? Like, are they releasing records posthumously?
They are. So his
Okay.
dad's going to say, I'm going to release it when I want. They're saying, you know who Burna Boy is? The African guy.
No.
Oh, okay, so he's pretty big right now. So him,
Okay.
so they were collabing. Obviously, he passed away, but their
Yeah.
song is going to come out this month apparently. So a
Okay.
mix of Sidhu and Burna Boy. So it should be fucking
Hell
dope.
yeah.
But yeah, apparently there was a lot of music in the works
Yeah.
with people like American singers, English singers. So it's going to be cool to see that come out.
Yeah.
But you know, one day like the music's going to stop. So
Well, it's interesting the way
That's
that
the same with like recently with Mac Miller. Since he died, there's been like two posthumous albums, plus like people keep releasing songs like they did together,
Yeah.
you know, which is crazy to think,
Yeah.
you know, how much more is kind of in the tank there and when it's gonna
Yeah.
all stop.
Well, I think
Yeah.
like the way, like it's
Yeah.
interesting the way that like music is made, like with like in a Tupac sense, that guy was like so goddamn creative and like locked into the 3-album deal with Death Row Records. So as soon as he got out of jail, he had 3 albums, but he had so much like creative juices going that he had them like he gave like I think in you know, as the story goes, maybe like a few months or something, he was like, here's all the music recorded. You have your 3 albums. Give me my fucking money and I'm going to do, you know what I mean? Because like Death Row was huge or whatever, but he was, you know, kind of like Suge bailed him out of jail. And there's a lot of like, you know, like he didn't really get the lump sum of his money, unfortunately, like while he was alive, right? Because he was kind of, you know, in.
Yeah, it's always the case.
Yeah, exactly.
We're- every time, like from fucking Hendrix
all the way
Yeah.
to Morrison to
Totally,
Tupac
right.
to fucking
But
Miller.
Hendrix didn't get paid out as well.
Hendrix?
Yeah.
Musicians
Jimi
have been
Hendrix?
famously
Yeah.
fucked.
Jimi Hendrix. Have you ever seen footage of Woodstock, like the original Woodstock?
No.
Okay,
Oh,
so
He was
so
if
obviously,
you
like,
want to
high
watch,
off
if you want to
balls,
see the
right?
most
Yeah.
fucking depressing thing
It's
ever,
so sad. Yeah.
watch Jimi Hendrix's set from
Yeah.
Woodstock. There is 30 people left.
Yeah, no one's fucking
It's-
listening.
and it's
no
like
one fucking
garbage
gives a
is
fuck.
everywhere. And
Yeah.
it's just like
The
sad.
one in
No.
69.
Yeah,
You're like,
when he does
oh,
like
yeah.
the
Famous
now
national
like
anthem.
famous
Yeah.
national
Yeah.
anthem,
Yeah, there's
no one
nobody
gives a
there.
fuck when
No
he's
one
doing it.
fucking cares. Like, yeah, he wasn't that like he was
Yeah.
such a musicians like worshipped him
Yeah.
because they knew he was the fucking truth. But
Yeah.
like as far as like a grand like world scale, like not really. He played in Monterey and all this
Yeah.
kind of shit. It wasn't until after like that.
After
like,
he died, he
Yeah.
it
became
wasn't until like my
exactly.
generation
Oh,
started
yeah.
making T-shirts again.
Yeah.
Started
And,
making a
like,
fucking
yeah.
shit ton of money. Like
No,
it's
And
real.
his time when, because he was obviously a musician for years and years, but his time where people knew who he was
So short.
so short.
So
yeah,
sure. Yeah,
so
it's like
short.
Buddy Holly's shit.
Yeah.
It's fucking
Exactly,
a
yeah.
small chunk
Yeah,
of time.
Yeah.
right. That's
Yeah.
interesting
Yeah.
too, because I think like with Jimi Hendrix, like for me, like the like weed culture and like getting into music that like that was more like about weed. I got into hip hop, so like hits from the bong and all like the Cypress Hill stuff, like I dove deeper into. But like Mary Jane with like you know what I mean, Rick James, I never really dove much deeper past.
Rick James,
You know what I
bitch,
mean?
like
Yeah,
that.
well,
Yeah.
yeah. But even before, I had like a weed playlist or whatever that I'd go snowboarding to, and like bombing through like powder fields, listening to Mary Jane is like the coolest like thing. And I had no idea that there's an entire genre of music that sounds just like that. You know what I mean? Right?
Yeah.
Like not only like Rick James himself, but other people trying to emulate him or people that he was influenced by or whatever, right? You know, and all that stuff definitely existed if you wanted to go like a little bit further. And Jimi Hendrix Purple Haze was like was the same thing. I knew that and All Around the Watchtower for like a long time before finding even like the Jimi Hendrix Experience or whatever, right? When I started collecting records, I found one for cheap and I was like, oh, cool. And you check it out and you're like, holy shit. You know what I mean, right? Like,
There's a great biography written by the same guy who wrote Kurt Cobain, Heavier Than Heaven,
yeah.
called Room
It's the
Full of
thickest book I
Mirrors.
ever read.
Yeah,
Yeah, but there's one he
Yeah.
did on Jimi Hendrix called Room Full of Mirrors. It's
Dope.
really good.
Dope.
Yeah,
How he was young when he died as well, right?
20,
Jimi Hendrix?
21.
Yeah.
21.
27. Sorry,
I think it's 27. I
27.
think it was like the
27,
classic.
yeah.
It was like
Yeah.
him, Morrison, Joplin, Cobain,
Yeah.
Winehouse, So 27's the
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
number.
Yeah, 27 Club,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah.
reckon about Cobain? Like, do you reckon he killed himself, or it was like a? Because like, there's a massive conspiracy, right?
I mean, like, do you want to get into
Oh,
it?
dude,
Yeah.
I didn't know that
There's
because
so many. You can go so
I
deep
don't know
with
what
people
wallpaper
like.
shit, but
Yeah,
it fascinates me.
There are
right.
fucking like videos and
I'm
so
curious
you go
about that.
so
I
deep
didn't
where
know that.
people
Oh, shit.
analyze.
You just hit a hot button
man.
issue. I didn't know.
Oh man, people like
I thought that motherfucker
yeah.
shot himself.
People like analyzing the writing on the suicide note and all of that. There are some theories out there.
Really?
Yeah, it's
if
a
you
pretty
go to his
deep
house,
rabbit
there's a
hole.
there's
bench
a
outside, and
bunch
if
of
you go
theories. Are
underneath
you
the
serious? You
bench-
have no idea?
Even that fucking
Captain
even-
Sasquatch
I
is like,
was
what do you
gonna
mean,
say-
Kirkham? There's a theory behind it.
Yeah.
What do
They
you
even-
know? It's open to shut
they
case.
even
I'm
they
a
touch on
Courtney
it.
apologist, and I think Hole is a really good band. So
Oh
like,
no, I don't necessarily believe the theories that it's Courtney. I think
Okay.
that's a bit ridiculous.
Oh,
But
okay.
there's
That's
a
what they
lot.
say, right?
They
'Cause
do. They say that.
It goes
yeah.
deeper than that.
Oh, no,
Oh,
are you kidding? It's the
man.
same as any conspiracy.
Yeah.
It goes as deep as you want it to go.
How are you mouth
How do I
open?
know this? I feel like I'm more white now, man.
Yeah.
But
Because
basically,
I don't know. I like the tunes. I respect them. I had no idea that.
No, I
that there
definitely
was
don't
series.
think
I'm gonna
it
be
was-
looking deep into this.
'Cause I
I'll be-
think-
it will be my identity by next
Yeah,
week.
because I feel like fucking Courtney was vilified throughout their whole fucking relationship, as if Kurt had never touched drugs before she came into the mix, and
Totally.
even when they had their kid Francis Bean, and then they were like attacked as parents and shit. So Courtney was always the villain. So of course, when Kurt dies, there's gonna be a whole bunch of people saying that
Yeah.
Courtney was behind.
That's
it,
what I
yeah,
thought just
yeah.
was the beef. I'm
But
definitely
no,
going
there's
to
a lot
look
more
deeper into it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jesus.
one conspiracy
That's
is like
fascinating.
it was his his confession was half written, but basically saying he was gonna be clean.
Yeah.
But then the handwriting changes,
Exactly.
and they
Yeah.
say it's Courtney, and then Courtney
Yeah.
shot him, and they're like, how could he shoot himself with a shotgun?
Plus,
it
it
happens
happened.
all the time.
Because it happened.
Like,
Yeah.
they're like, oh, there's no way, and it's all this
It's
shit.
like,
Yeah.
there's
And
definitely
like
a
shotguns
way.
aren't as long as you think they are. You can get your thumb on that. That's
Oh,
what she
yeah,
said.
there's-
Yeah, but it also happened in the Pacific Northwest, so there was like some Sasquatch hair on
Now we're talking. Now give it to me, Tom.
on the note. On the
If
note, they
you
were
are
like, "Hey,
insinuating
Oh,
that
the Cobain
noble-
Sasquatch theory. I know all about that one. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, they killed. Yeah,
Insinuating for a
Oh,
second.
it was Kurt. It was Kurt.
Hey, you are like the number one proponent that Sasquatch is a non-violent predator. So the
Oh,
only reason that there
100%.
would be Sasquatch hair there,
hey,
would
Sasquatch
be,
didn't
I
pull
know.
the trigger; just told Kirk to do it.
Son
Much
of a
like,
bitch.
remember how there was like, dude,
Noodling.
I'm telling
The
you,
noodling.
the noodling.
There was like this guy, and you know, noodling,
With the, like
the catfish. How you catch the catfish with your feet and hands.
no.
Oh,
like,
so
put
it's
your-
like
No,
this,
this
yeah.
is some great white people
Yeah,
shit.
this is a great.
Oh,
this is great.
this is
some-
probably the whitest thing you do.
This is some
Actually,
hardcore white culture right
Yeah,
here.
yeah. This is probably the
It's,
whitest thing you do.
Yeah, you
Definitely.
go
Deep
into
in the
like
swamp of Tennessee.
yeah, go into a swamp or a river where catfish tend to be in like the South, or like Midwest. But
Yeah.
So basically it's a way of catching catfish just
Without
using
you-
your hands and feet.
Yep.
So you're wading through this creek and kind of sticking your feet into holes and shit, and yeah.
And then these
What the
fucking
fuck?
things, because they don't have
Yeah.
teeth, I guess.
I think because it sounds like it kind of hurts when
A
they
bit.
when they
They
latch
would.
onto
Looked
it.
like-
So they
Yeah,
fucking just snap down, and then you just like,
And you just
arm
get
them
it.
up, bro.
Exactly,
And
yeah.
you just have this cat like
Yeah.
biting your arm. Catfish.
Huge fucking
Yeah.
catfish.
And
Yeah.
like,
But
yeah, we're
there's-
talking big fish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
catfish is like
These
Huge.
big
Yeah.
blue ones, yeah.
So there was this story of this guy who was noodling with his noodling partner. Him and his bud.
Shit, you know what I mean?
Him and his bud were out
Wait, you never
noodling.
noodle with a partner?
And at
Not
one
anymore.
point, yeah, at one point he snapped and like very like brutally killed his buddy there. And
like kicking the catfish up.
no,
No,
like
no.
Just murdered.
just
Yeah,
murder,
yeah,
just
yeah,
full on
yeah.
murder,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
held him under the water, like fucking choked him, all this
Probably
shit.
fucked him. Yeah.
Probably, yeah. And then when he was
We're
questioned,
recording it. Nobody said it for
he
what we're
said-
recording it.
Yeah, he said it was because he like had this realization that Bigfoot was controlling his buddy and was sent him on a mission to kill him. So he had to get ahead of it and kill him first.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolute bullshit.
bullshit.
It's
'Cause-
obviously American.
The only
right?
reason that there
Oh,
would
of
be
course, of
Bigfoot at the
course. Yeah,
Kurt Cobain
yeah.
site is that
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're elusive enough, then
Bigfoot
maybe
probably came in to
he
try and talk
came
him
to
out of
save
it.
him. Yeah, exactly. And then when he saw, he's like,
Kurt,
don't. And then
he's
boom.
like, Kurt, don't do this, buddy.
And then he had to get the fuck out of there
Yeah.
and be quick, and maybe rub it
He's
against.
washing,
Don't do
he's
this, buddy.
washing his fur in the river.
Listen, they're gonna come out with heart-shaped box after you die. You're not gonna like it. It's not a good example of where you were.
So this dude had an epiphany that Bigfoot.
had
said
manipulated his
Yeah.
friend to kill him, so he had to kill him
back.
first. Yeah.
It's another classic tale of people trying to manipulate and use the good name of Bigfoot.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
people
For their own
slandering
gain. And we're
Bigfoot,
tired of
yeah.
it. We don't stand for that kind of behavior on this show. And we've definitely been down that rabbit hole.
Is there like a Bigfoot in like Australian culture?
Oh, there's Yetis and
I don't
and-
know.
Not Yetis. It's more of a like.
That's more of a
mountainous-
thing here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think
but
we
an abominable
do.
snowman
You
and
don't?
things like that.
Oh,
I'm
there's
saying
a
that there's
dope
ape
Yeti
men.
thing at Dilly Dally, by the way. Like, they have all these, like, animals and stuff like that, and there's
That's
a sweet-ass Yeti one there that I want to get.
Sick.
Yeah, it's fucking dope.
There's like Dreamtime shit from the Aboriginal times that they talk about
Right.
like big snakes and like shit like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Like but there's nothing on it.
What about, like,
Bigfoot?
I just, like, what
Interesting.
about just, like, mythical animals in
Yeah.
general stories? Like, what about an Indian and stuff like that? Like, there's their, like, as
Like
far as, like,
a-
actual, like, and, like, more, like, not so much on a, on, like, a omnibus, like, God kind of fucking level,
Yeah.
but it's, like, we have, these, like,
Like
Like
dragon.
even
the-
certain forests are like known for just one particular wolf or some
Yeah.
shit like
The
that. You know?
Ogopogo or
I was
Yeah,
gonna say the
yeah,
Ogopogo.
yeah. Any, like, any
Monster.
Loch
Like
Ness
any
monster or anything like that.
Shit like
no, I
that.
don't think not in India, but Indians are more like real superstitious about shit in general. We're more scared of people.
Okay.
So like
Okay.
people putting like the evil eye on others.
Mm.
So like you've seen how white people have gone on that trend about the evil eye thing.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
it's Italian
the
thing would
Greek
be like
thing.
they like curse you and shit.
Yeah,
old
basically,
Italian
yeah. So
ladies
it's like,
do.
yeah, we're big into like that shit. That's why you see when you see Indian people will have like this evil eye everywhere around their house, so like people don't put nazar or like the evil eye on people.
Oh.
We're more scared of people
Yeah.
than we are of, like mythical shit.
It does
Sure.
make sense
Makes
that
sense.
like
There's a lot of
white
it.
people have never had people be like an adversary, so we had to make up like these creatures.
Make up shit that doesn't exist.
What are we gonna do? Well, I don't know. Everyone kind of knows what we say.
You're worried
Because
about
we're horrible.
overpopulation and we're like, ghosts.
Can't swim in there, you'll be hunted for sure.
Oh no! What's that, Scoops?
Jesus Christ, I'm not going swimming in there, man. You know Ogopogo lives down there? Oh,
What's that? Well, it's kind of like a dinosaur, but
I swear to God, man, I hear creaks in my house at night when nobody is there. Like my safe, secure home with nobody else coming into it. I hear
it was so
footsteps.
windy last night that like that one of those doors just opened, and I was just like, oh, when I was
In
fucking.
your house?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that shit scares
Yeah,
me, dude.
I hate that
dude.
shit.
Are
Yeah.
you where do you stand on ghosts?
I believe ghosts exist. I don't know
There
why.
we go.
I want.
Yeah.
Do you want to
Have to,
believe?
yeah.
I think that's right. I think
I
that's
wanna
like
believe.
that's the
Yeah,
thing
that's
for
a
us.
good one.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sorry. I'm not going to speak for you, but I think like I think that a lot of the conversations that we have about the paranormal start to like stem from us like.
You just want to believe.
You know what I
right?
mean? Well,
Yeah.
no, like us kind of like making fun of like, you know what I mean, like fantastical theories and shit. But then like we go so far down the rabbit hole that
You're like,
we're in this. We're in this.
But then
for
you
life.
what's like
Yeah.
ghost hunters? They've had like 20 seasons, never caught a ghost.
I looked
Oh,
at
yeah.
a YouTube.
There's a
video
lot
last
of good
night.
ghost hunter shows.
I bought it. Yeah, they're great.
You know,
And so,
Rob
okay, so
loaded one with his sons. Called the
No.
Low Files.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Osborne, Jack Osborne has one.
Well, last night I was doing extracurricular activities after Jackie went to bed, which was basically researching ghost hunting equipment. I bought Buffalo Trace whiskey. Shout out to that shit because it's really good. So about halfway through that bottle, I'm like, we need to start getting ghost hunting equipment over here. It was payday. And I didn't pull the trigger on anything because I need Jackie's credit card because that's how I stay financially responsible. Have another bowling shirt fiasco. But what I
You
do
bought
need
multiple bowling shirts.
one time I
He
bought
was
a
watching
bunch-
a lot of 2.5 Men at the
Yeah,
time,
I
and he
don't
was
know.
like, "Listen,
Nah,
I
don't
really
know
like
what
this
happened.
Charlie Sheen look."
I was like, I bought like
Then he
the-
looked in the mirror. I was like, I don't look nothing like him.
Yeah.
Okay, so I went to punk rock bowling, and there was a time where like we did bowl, and like it was fun. But yeah, so the bowling shirts show up. You have no idea where they come from. You have to have a come to God moment, right? Like, have I really like was I into bowling at all, or have I just been shit faced for like 12 years straight?
The latter?
Probably.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to.
There always does come a point in a white man's life, at least, when you're like, I think I might buy a bowling ball.
I was really close, Ty. I'm fucking this close,
Dude,
man.
for real, you're like,
Yeah.
dude, could be sick. Like, yeah, I could like, I've seen some cool bowling balls.
Remember fucking.
There's one that just looks like the Harlem Globetrotter basketball. I'm like, oh, but it's all
That is
sparkly.
so
Dude, are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's cool.
I want the one with the skull in it from Mystery Men.
I want the one with the rose in it from Kingpin that Bill Murray has
Yeah,
with his
good
fucking
call.
crazy hair. Yeah.
My cousin was in a bowling league in Banff for years called Split Happens.
No, yeah. See, that's the thing. There's always some whimsical name.
Oh yeah,
Right?
I was at Punk Rock Bowling next to Swingin' Utters, which is very cool. Like the band that I love. I was at a tournament. This is very exciting. And then I looked at their name, and they were Swingin' Gutters. And I was like,
Nice.
you know what? I mean, you gotta fuck with it.
Yeah, there's so much fun stuff involved when you make a
Can't remember
stupid
the name.
name.
Of our team. Fuck.
Yeah, there's a black people on like TikTok. Their team name was Knee Grows.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
your knee.
yeah. I mean, clever.
Brilliant.
What do you?
Just saying.
That's
And then like against white people like knee grows.
that's a great
versus-
team name, and I have nothing else to say.
No comment on that one.
Oh, it's a great name.
How are you? Do you like bowling?
I love bowling. I generally love bowling.
Now, here's the question though, because there's a big debate. Obviously, being from Canada,
Yes.
there's two kinds of bowling here.
Yes,
Oh,
there
And
is.
yeah.
some people are not introduced to the 10-pin, which I call bowling.
That's
Yes.
what. That's
Yeah,
10.
yeah,
Or there's also 5-pin bowling,
Yeah.
which to me feels just like flat ski ball.
Yeah, that's
It's gay as hell, and the and
It is. It's super lame. I don't like
grew
it.
up with the in my hometown.
That
the
was
only
like
bowling
the-
alley was 5.
Oh yeah, most
so, like,
most
we
little
would-
I
town
still
ones.
look at 10-pin almost like a treat. So like that's why I like
Yeah,
it so
so
much.
same.
Like, oh, finally.
The alley in Duncan. So there was
Drunken
one
Duncan?
side in Drunken Duncan was 5-pin, and that was like the kids' side. And then the other side had like the full 10-pin, and that was the side that also had all of like the glow in the dark. and
The
all of that
cosmic
shit on
bowling.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was
But
always
it was
like
split
the best.
down the
Laser
middle.
bowling is the shit.
Yeah.
Is this only in Canada? I've never heard of 5-pin bowling.
Yeah, I think it
Yeah,
is.
It's a smaller
Yeah.
ball. It's a smaller ball.
It's a
smaller pins,
smaller ball,
Mm-hmm.
and just 5-pin, and it's like you
You
can't.
can palm that shit.
It's different. Like the strike, like the zone, like where you want to hit it is quite
Completely
different.
right?
Yeah.
And
because
in-
I'm straight
they
down the
were-
pipe every.
But if you go straight down the pipe at 5-pin, it just goes straight back.
Yeah, but straight
'Cause
down
there's
the
no
pipe-
pins behind
yeah,
it.
But you got to go like a few floorboards
Ah.
over.
Yeah.
So straight
Yeah.
down the pipe hits the side of the front pin,
It's just a straight
I'm-
line.
and then it.
It's no,
Yeah.
no. It's like it's still like a
it's still-
try.
You're still-
yeah.
yeah.
It's like 1 and then 2, 3,
Oh,
4,
shit.
5.
I feel
Yeah.
like that's harder.
It is. It's very difficult. So what you
Yeah.
want to do is you want to hit like the say like the right or left side of the front pin.
Yes.
So that the pin goes back one way and the ball breaks and hits the other one. That's kind
Yeah,
of
but you do have to be
straight
if you're
Right.
flush like straight on. It's
straight
no
on,
bueno.
and it's
Yeah.
and it's like heartbreaking because you
Yeah.
nail that front pin and then you just have 4 other ones there and like 2 balls left and you're like, how the fuck am I going to do this? It's very difficult to do. Like,
There's no
like,
holes
you're
in the
set-
ball, right? Like it's
Oh,
like,
you're
you
just
just-
holding it.
it's
so
like
It's
a
like a
big ass
bocce
cricket
ball.
ball.
It's like a bocce
Yeah.
ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am
it's
terrible
wild.
at bowling. There was one time when I went on a Tinder date and we went bowling,
Don't get
and
jealous,
I was like, he's heard the story. I
I was getting
but,
boners from men at that. This
he,
before she passed the spell.
yeah. But I was already really nervous because I was like, I suck at bowling so much, and so I was super nervous. And when I get nervous, my palms get really sweaty.
Oh no.
And so
Eminem
I
song.
wound up and released the ball on the backswing.
Oh wow.
No! Did it hit anyone?
Dude,
It him for sure.
Was
the
it 10
text
pin?
that I got,
Like
like,
classic, like
was
in
just-
the balls, like
He was like this really like skinny, like your frame kind
The
of.
loser.
a
a loser.
It's like, oh, wrong way. And I was like, I know, I'm not supposed to release it.
Oh,
And I
wrong way.
was like, thanks, I'll try again.
Wow.
yeah, she was so embarrassed because like at that
She's
like,
embarrassed now, dude.
you should have seen the text that I got like that night or the morning after or whatever, kind of like how's the night going or whatever, and like she's like so like when you do something that like for me it's like you fuck up like I shit like I got like a head injury and I shit in a friend's
Okay.
elevator one time.
Oh.
That was fucking crazy. Yeah.
What?
So when you
You
tell
know
that
how
story,
it happens. was so weird.
One naturally leads
Yeah,
to the other.
Yeah, but like when you try to break that news to somebody through text that's a friend of yours, you're like, well, I don't want you to think that I'm a fucking like a piece of shit or a moron. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna like pepper this in slowly. And it was like, how was the night? And it was like, so this and this happened, and then I released the ball backwards. You're stuck on the shit in the elevator thing, aren't you?
Yeah,
Yes,
dude.
of course.
That's nothing compared to like she threw it. Everyone's thrown it backwards once. I haven't, but like.
Oh, I threw it backwards in an elevator one time. Let me tell you.
How did it like come about? Like you just like you shut
Okay,
your pants.
I was okay. So Christmas parties get out of hand. And at this one particular Christmas party that I was at, I was working for a very small company. So the owner was like, "Come downtown, we'll party in my apartment, and then I'll go out we'll kind of go out on the town or whatever." So after we did a lot of that. The morning after, I was like, oh, I didn't get like too out of control, I thought, but you know me, I'm not a take my shirt off and arm wrestle a guy kind of guy.
I think you are though. You seem
Oh,
like that
Yeah,
type of guy.
right? I was going to say, you're totally that guy. Take your shirt off and arm wrestle? That definitely sounds like something
in a
you would
bar and like in the middle of it. Okay, all right.
I've seen you put your balls on a bar table twice at the same spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really?
Over
Oh,
the
yeah,
course
Pub
of 6
340?
months, maybe. Yeah, rest in
Oh
peace.
man, yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so
rest in
anyway,
peace,
so I was pretty fucked up, right?
Okay.
And a friend of mine was in the neighborhood, and I was texting him, and it was this really weird moment where we were texting, and then he fucking phoned me, and I was shit-faced. I picked up the phone, and I was like, where are you at? And I said I was at Granville and Nelson Street.
Okay.
And he's like, holy shit, I'm at Granville and Nelson Street. And I literally like look up, and my friend is like across the street. And we're fucking hammered, right? So I leave the Christmas party behind, and I go meet up with my friend. And he's like, I have drugs in my apartment. Let's go get those drugs, and let's go like party, right? Let's go around and hit the town more. So I'm like, fuck yeah. So when we get to his apartment, we come in through the back door, and there's 2 steps that kind of go down on this like tiled floor. And apparently, this is what I don't remember, but like I hit that first step, and I just fucking like straight leg out, and I just like smash my head on the ground when So then we get up there. My buddy's not a fucking doctor, right? So we go up there, and drugs start kind of coming out.
As you have
no,
a
I haven't
concussion?
done any yet. Because what happened is I just like fell asleep.
Yeah.
And he didn't know that like that's like really bad for a head concussion or whatever. So he just like did all the drugs that we were gonna do together, and then he went out partying. And he's like, well, Jonny's gonna sleep here. He's, so I was in a safe place. And then what happened was basically like I woke up in the morning, and I was just wearing like another man's underwear. And this is before Jackie cast a spell. So like, but I was like, this is weird because I didn't know where I was, right? And I looked out the window, and I was like, oh shit, I'm at my friend's house. Like I know that I'm here, but he's kind of like he's my nighttime friend, right? Like I've never been there during the day.
That is weird,
So I had
isn't
to,
it?
so I had to look at like the view from his apartment downtown and be like, oh okay, and like you look around the place, and then I'm here, but like my clothes are over there and shit, and I'm like, this is fucking weird, man. I gotta get the fuck out of here. So I get the fuck out of there, and I get in a cab, and as soon as I get in the cab, my buddy is woken up at this point, and he messages me, and he's like, where the fuck do you think you're going? Like, you need to come back here and like clean my fucking apartment. Like, this is like, what the fuck, dude? And I was like, what the fuck happened? Like, what are you talking about? So through all of this, like complete, like, fucking concussion blackout.
Yeah.
I went, like, he has a door that like locks from like the outside or whatever. So if you don't have the key and you leave his apartment, you're fucked. So that door to like the bathroom is right next to like the outside door. And I think that I was trying to go to the bathroom, and I just got locked out of the apartment. So when my buddy came home, he went into his apartment, and I wasn't there anymore, but there's like a trail of puke like from the fucking elevator to his door. And he was like, where the fuck is Jonny? Right. So he goes down the elevator, and he's looking for me now because it's fucking snowing. It's fucking like Christmas Eve, basically. You know what I mean? Like Christmas week. So he's looking up and down the street, and he can't find me. There's no footsteps. There's no sign of Jonny, right? But in his building, there's like 2 elevators, right? So he comes back in, he takes the elevator back up. This is now his 3rd elevator trip where he hasn't seen me, right? And then he's like looking in there, and he's like concerned again. So he's not going to go to bed yet. And he's fucking like ripping on drugs too. So he's like, I'm going to find my friend. And he leaves his apartment one last time. And for this 4th elevator trip, he finally, like the other elevator finally opens up, and I'm just in it. Where I've like fucking like I knew that I was in trouble, so like I just dropped trow and I shit in one corner of the elevator, and then I passed out because I'm not an animal. I'm not gonna shit my pants. So I actually shit in the one corner of the elevator, and I passed out on the other side. and there's like
Wow.
puke everywhere. So like he's the way that he tells the story is like it's like the 14th floor, and he just presses like the other elevator just opens up, and he's just like gonna fight. Oh my god! Like so I'm just like in a pile of this shit, and he like picks me up out of it. And walks me into his place, and I guess he just threw me into the shower and just turned the shower on and was like, "You got to fucking figure your shit out, man."
Yeah.
So I guess I did that. So when I came back the next day, because like I knew that he liked Captain Morgan's, we're not like that good of friends. We're like, oh, do you have drugs at your apartment? Let's go get those drugs and go. Like we're those kind of friends. Like I'm not sleepover kind of like you know what I mean. Like I said,
Cleaning up my shit. Like, kind of friend.
Shower me off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in his credit, we're actually not friends anymore, which is a bummer. But like every time I tell this story, that like, but
Shocker.
no.
It's
We went through
unrelated.
so much more. We went through so much
Unrelated
more.
to this story?
Yeah. So basically, this this event happened, and when I came back that evening, I knew they liked Captain Morgan, so I bought him a bottle, and I had like a bunch of cleaning supplies, and my other buddies were there, and they were gonna go like partying again. It's like Saturday night or whatever at this point, so they're gonna go back out. And they're like, Johnny, you should come with us because I'm like better friends with like the homies than I was with him. And he's like, I don't think Johnny's coming tonight. He said that straight up. So I cleaned the bathroom and all that shit or whatever. I apologized and I went back. I was living at my dad. Just moved to the city at this point, so I was living in my dad's basement in like Coquitlam. So I'm taking like long trips. It was like a $50 cab just to get home. And then I was like, well, I already paid for the cab, so I'm gonna get home. I'm gonna shower, blah blah blah, and then I'll come back down and then clean all the shit up or whatever. Right. So I did that. And then me and dude didn't talk for like a little while.
Yeah, I could imagine.
You know? And but at this while this is happening throughout like the course of like a few weeks, I was drinking at a bar that a friend of mine worked at, and there was a server that I recognized from my hometown. She was dating a friend of mine when I was in high school. She was out there, she was single all the time. I was out there, I was single all the time. I was like, oh shit, like, you know, what's going on? So we started like hanging out a little bit, you know, and then she messaged me one day and was like, hey, I got chlamydia and you should like get yourself checked out. This is like one of the many chlamydia scares that I've had in my day.
Sound Australian at this point, dude.
Yeah,
Fuck.
yeah, I'm an animal, I guess. Or I was. I'm learning. I'm, you know, following the word of Christ and
That's me.
doing everything I can.
Changed man.
Doing everything I can to not get boners when I see shirtless men. And then so basically what had happened was it was weird because she told me that she got it, which is great. And anybody that is concerned about making that phone call shouldn't be. If you got a hot one, you call everybody that you've been involved with. It's a good thing to do. So anyway, so I do that. But then she proceeds to tell me, she's like, yeah, your friend so-and-so gave me this. And I was like, well, that's interesting information. So basically I found out that my buddy that I shit in his elevator or whatever, like it was like she's pretty convinced that it was, you know, his chlamydia that I got. And then there was a big group event happening with like all of our mutual friends were there, and we kind of lived a little bit close. So like we were talking a little bit. So it was like, hey, are you going to this thing? Yeah, I'm going to this thing. And he's like, okay, well, there's this bar, you know what I mean? Like kind of in between us or whatever. Let's meet there for a beer and then go to the thing. So like this is like a few months after all the thing happened or whatever, and he knows that like we all took the medicine and shit, so we're all of us are chlamydia free now. And like there was still like a sore thumb for me shitting in his apartment, but we sat down at a bar together and we like didn't talk really for like the first like few minutes. And like we both got a beer and shit, and I just started laughing, and I'm like, look man, like I know I shit in your elevator, but like you gave me chlamydia, so
Call it even.
Yeah.
And we just had buds, and we just like cheered beers, and like at that point we were like nothing.
Then they went and touched dicks in the bathroom.
Oh, that's
like yeah, like at this point like nothing's gonna tear us apart. And then I think he just thinks I'm an asshole or I don't know. Yeah, but he ended our friendship.
Yeah, I think
Years
it's worse
later.
that he gave you chlamydia than you
That's
shat
what I
in
thought.
his lift.
That's what I thought,
Yeah.
right? Shat and lift.
Shat in his lift.
Johnny DeVito. If I have a solo album, ever, it's Johnny DeVito shitting in the lift or shits in the lift.
So like yeah, it's like Spinal Tap shit sandwich.
Yeah, right.
It's just the name of their
Yeah.
album. Or should it's called Shark Sandwich, but the reviewer's like Shark Sandwich, more like shit sandwich.
Yeah. Shitting in the lift.
Oh,
So they
dude.
put down the monument or whatever. The thing is
It's
gonna be
so funny, dude. The album cover is just like a fucking like Italian like tablecloth like table with the sandwich with the shark fin. Shark sandwich.
What do you think about Spinal Tap? Are you into that? Like, do you know anything about?
Have you seen the movie Spinal
Christopher
Tap?
Guest.
This is Spinal Tap. Oh man,
Is it good?
it's
It's
great.
great.
It's like a mockumentary. So it's like
Okay, like
Tell him about Spinal
So
Tap.
you
Seen,
remember you know the
Best
guy
in
like
Show? Okay, so it's like Best in Show is like a mockumentary of like these families who take their dogs to dog shows, basically.
You see like the Westminster
So
Dog Show.
fucking
You know,
funny.
like that, like big,
So
like
Yeah.
like in the UK.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. It's a
okay.
big dog show. It's like basically it was like a like mockumentary movie about
On
that.
that.
Oh,
Shit.
those kind of people.
Oh,
yeah, but it's
It's
hilarious.
So
It's like
fucking
Rob Reiner
funny.
shit, isn't it? Like
yeah. It's like there's a huge fucking like now the people on it's like a huge fucking A-list celebrity.
Yeah. Well, like
Um,
Harry
cast
Shearer, the
there,
guy who
but
does
yeah,
the voice
so
for like
fucking funny.
Smithers and Mr. Burns and all that stuff.
Oh,
He
shit.
is like Spinal Tap is about like a metal band in like the 70s. It's like
Yeah.
rock band, and they're just like it's just like every stereotypical like rock band thing into one band, and it's just like a mockumentary
Bet you on
story.
that.
Yeah.
And it's
Love
like, but like Harry wrote all
It's
the
so
fucking
good.
music for it. Like it's
Yeah.
really dope.
Well, and the way that Christopher Guest does his scripts too is that he doesn't really write dialogue. Like,
Yeah.
most of it is just them
Yeah, and
improv.
idea, yeah.
Oh, that's what makes
So
it
it's
real.
so
though,
good.
right?
So funny.
So then,
man,
and then
yeah.
like, so that was it. Like they literally did that movie in the 70s or like
Yeah.
80s or whatever. So it's like, and then years later they made Best in Show, which is
Yeah.
one about dogs.
Dog show,
And then there's
yeah.
another one
So
called
fucking-
Almighty Wind, and it's
Almighty
all about
Wind.
like folk music, and like
Yeah.
Eugene Levy's in it, dude. And it's the fucking, it's
Yeah.
it's unbelievable how
Eugene
good.
Levy's in Best in Show as well.
As well,
I
yeah.
believe. Yeah, and Jane Lynch, like one of
Jane
Jane Lynch's
Lynch,
early roles.
Catherine O'Hara, it's like all the
Catherine
SCTV
O'Hara.
people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
good,
You know, I
so
can name
funny.
every nut.
Every like almond.
Oh,
I was down there. I was like peanut, hazelnut, walnut, and my mother was like, "Harlan Pepper, stop naming nuts." It's great.
You give
It's a
it.
good reference to a movie that you've just said. Yeah,
Sick reference.
yeah. Sick reference.
She hates it because every time that movie comes up, I do that.
Oh, fair enough. Have you guys seen the original Office?
Yeah,
Yes.
of course.
It's based in my hometown.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah,
shit.
Slough. I
Nice.
didn't realize it was like they were taking a piss at how shit Slough was. Like, oh, this is great, but yeah, I don't know
I
what
thought
the
it was an
American one. I'm like,
English
this is
show.
shit.
Were you born in England?
Yeah,
Oh, who are you?
yeah, I know.
As a man, you were born in England. For where you lived?
Have
there
you
for how long?
not seen him do stand-up comedy?
Yeah,
He's like,
right?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
born to West African parents, so I'm really fucking confused about what I am.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
Yeah.
what I said.
Yeah. So, it's born in Slough.
Oh, this
Slough.
is coming
Slough.
back to me now. I do this all the time. Ty's birthday came up on last week's episode and shit like that, and it was just like, I'm a terrible friend.
We know
But-
you shat in someone's lip.
You know what's a few days before your birthday this year?
Shania Twain.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you want to know how much nosebleed tickets are?
$200.
$70,
That's pretty good.
right?
Okay,
Why
so let's
would- Let's
go.
go,
Super
girls.
fucking
Let's go for my
affordable.
birthday.
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
Fuck
All right. Yeah, I'll do that.
$70 for like some
Yeah.
Canadian
Yeah.
sweetheart. She's Canadian.
Yeah.
I
Yes,
mean,
you bet your ass.
yeah.
Tickets.
It's
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah,
good.
we were shocked.
Who's
We were
back?
shocked because I was like, let's just check just to see, and it was like $70 for nosebleeds.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be way more.
Same.
I thought it'd be like at least $300-400.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll fucking go to that. That'd be super fun.
No, she's doing this for the people.
Yeah.
This isn't a cash grab. She's got 3
shows,
diamond
too.
albums. Come on, fuck
Yeah.
it. She's doing this for the people.
She's got 2 dates too. I think May
Yeah.
2nd and 3rd, I believe.
Let's go to both.
Yeah. Let's go to both for sure. We have to compare and contrast.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's fun though when you do that.
Yeah.
It's the shit.
I'm fucking sick.
Have you
so
ever followed
much
a
fun.
band? Have you ever done multiple dates?
Bare
Yeah.
Naked Ladies.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Gogo Bordello.
Nice.
So you watch them do the same show, like you follow them on the road, like a group.
No,
Well,
no, I
they'll
just
come-
saw them 3 times at the
And the
3
weekend.
shows at the Commodore, and I saw
Yeah.
them every night. And
Yeah.
I was just
Oh,
like,
okay.
Oh,
but
me
every
and-
night was different. Like I haven't actually done like the Grateful Dead fucking.
Me and
Oh,
my
yeah,
dad
yeah.
followed Bare Naked
Yeah,
Ladies
that's sick.
from Victoria to Kelowna.
Yeah,
Sick.
hell,
That's
baby.
started
Yeah.
alright.
It was
pretty cool.
it was fucking sick. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, they
Yeah.
put on a great show.
Hell yeah.
I was super young too. It was not my first concert, but it was in probably my first like handful of concerts or
Yeah.
whatever.
Nice.
It was seeing the same Bare Naked Ladies concert back to back.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Red Hot
Rancid
Chili
Dropkick
Peppers was
Murphys.
my first concert I went to.
No,
That was your first concert that you
Yeah.
came with us?
Yeah.
Oh,
What?
man.
Wow.
Yeah, never been.
What? No.
Wow.
You're
I
lying.
I feel
No,
like
legit.
you said that. Like we had this conversation.
Yeah, like
but
the-
That's
we were
a hell of a
drinking.
concert to go to if you're first
Dude,
time.
Man.
I thought we were going to a Chinese Indian restaurant.
No,
dude. Like,
they're
Yeah.
not
Went
all
to-
like that. Like that was a
Man,
good one.
That was sick,
a
dude.
fucking
Yeah.
amazing concert.
was
Oh
so
my
fucking
God.
high and then drunk,
Yeah.
and then at the
Yeah.
end he's like, "Want
Yeah.
to thank people from Canada." I'm like, "We came from Canada." This
Yeah,
is-
right. He was like, anyone here from Seattle? Blah blah blah. Anyone from Canada? And we're like,
The
fuck
place
yeah!
erupts. Yeah.
Shout out to fucking Anthony Kiedis for turning 60 years old last week.
Dude,
No.
yeah,
That's
November 1st.
insane.
November 1st turned
No
60
shit.
years
They're
old.
That's
yeah. And
crazy.
Flea turned 60 years old a week
Yeah,
earlier.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's fake as fuck.
That
Fucking
dude
crazy.
Flea, is it? He like did a
Flea.
fucking backflip
Fuck
and shit.
yeah.
I'm like, bro,
Fuck
aren't you like
yeah.
1,000? It's like,
Yeah.
but they look great though.
Oh yeah,
They look amazing.
Yeah, they're good, man.
Yeah,
The
so
years once
good.
you get off like the heroin and shit like that, they're so like committed and like
amazing.
They're
and
all, I
loving
mean,
too. Like this,
Committing
like
to the heroin or getting off the
Get
heroin?
No,
it
I
off
think committed
the
to life,
healthy
like, they're-
lifestyle. I
yeah,
mean, now
yeah.
because Anthony Kiedis was on Joe Rogan, they did like a 3-hour episode,
Oh, dope.
and he was talking about his life, and he has like the sickest life. Like he lives in Malibu now and just goes surfing every day. And he's like, I don't do like a lot of workouts other than that, like walking and surfing and shit like that.
Yeah.
And he just like, being in touch with like yourself and like
He is
nature and
that,
shit.
like,
just
mesomorph dude though, where
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
like you,
Yeah.
like even on heroin, I'm like, you're jacked, bro. Like
Oh,
he's
yeah.
always
No,
just been like a
he's like
fucking.
a-
It's just a
he's-
wiry,
he's
like
a-
Iggy Pop too.
like
you
the
know what I
way
mean?
that
kind
his
of
body,
yeah.
he had like Hep C, the one that you can't get rid of, and he got rid of it. Like he doesn't test
Yeah.
positive for it anymore.
Fucking hell.
Yeah,
good
it's
for
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
He's
Yeah,
like
he
Magic
does have,
Johnson.
he's
Yeah.
a unique person, like
Yeah,
100%.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, not anymore. As according to South Park, $80,000 cash ejected directly to the bloodstream. We'll get rid of it.
Yeah.
Oh, boys, I have enough cash for all of us.
No, that was a sick concert, dude, man. It was
So good.
unbelievable.
Dude,
man.
so
I'm
much
really,
fun. What do you think? Like honestly, because we had two. Well, I had two of the same sandwiches 2 days in a row, but it was the sandwich
Oh, man, those
and the
sandwiches?
concert.
Dude, I told
Yeah.
my cousins in Seattle, like, you have to go there. It's like, we've never heard of this. I'm like, how have you never heard of this
So
place?
Did they
good.
go? Did they?
Yeah.
What,
I don't know.
confirmed? Oh
Yeah.
fuck.
Dude,
So good.
unbelievable, bro.
Anybody in the Seattle area, go to Paseo Sandwiches, or if you're like
So
just
good.
rolling your eyes at us because obviously that's the greatest sandwich in the fucking world.
Or
And
just
shout
drive
out
down from
to
here.
Sam Tonning told us about that so
Yeah,
much.
big time.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, that was so much fun. I really hope that they announce another leg of this tour. But
Mm-hmm.
we should also go back to
Oh, it just smoothly moves
Every time she tries it, it's like
That's my girl.
just to skip over.
That's my girl.
And it's like,
That's how the spell. That's how the spell gets stronger.
part of the spell.
yeah.
We should also go once whenever Ty sorts out his passport. We should go to Seattle again,
Dude,
just
fuck
for
yeah.
like a
The
hockey
McRib
game or
is back.
something.
I heard.
Yeah.
I heard.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, to an ice hockey match would be sick. I love ice hockey.
Yeah,
man. It's,
exactly.
like,
We can
fucking
get super
awesome.
like
So much fun.
Seattle isn't that big of a team, so when a shitty team
Exactly.
comes through, we can get
Like the
super
Canucks?
cheap tickets. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Not doing good this year.
Not
Oh, I
even
didn't change
fucking
my
Smoke, dude.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Brutal.
It's awful.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, so do you have anything coming up? What do you want to tell the people about?
Yes, dude. 15th of November. Just come out.
Oh, yeah.
Library Square, $8. You get a free shot.
Yeah,
Watch
man.
me
is
bomb on
Library
stage.
Square the one like right across from Queenie?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's the
yeah,
bar.
yeah,
we
yeah,
went
yeah.
there.
Select
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the library there. I believe they've
Yeah.
got, from what I remember, they had a shit ton of pinball machines in there.
I
They
think they,
have
still
some,
do.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
they have shit going on.
Yeah,
in
but they
there,
have
yeah.
skee ball. It kind of is behind they have up the stairs and the corner towards the bathroom. They have like
Nice.
a bunch of shit.
Is
lined
the
up there.
stage
We
gonna
drank there
be
with
on
Jimmy
that
before,
raised
after
part
shots.
there?
No, it's like on the below down. There's like a curtain face.
Oh,
Beautiful.
okay,
For like,
cool.
hopefully
Yeah.
50 people.
Hell
most
yeah.
down.
Fuck yeah,
sick,
dude.
yeah.
That's awesome. Is this
Yeah.
your thing? Is this a ring show or?
Bit
No,
of both.
A bit of both.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
going for it, it's going to be a
Oh,
stage
no
show.
shit.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
yeah.
We're excited. We're on it too. We're gonna be.
Yeah,
we're
it's
gonna
gonna
be
be
there.
fucking. Yeah, it's gonna be sweet.
Hell yeah!
Yeah,
Come
I'm
see all of
excited.
us.
I'm
It's gonna be
stoked.
fucking good time.
Yeah, stay
Yeah.
sexy. Listen to Moosetape, and you'll be sweet.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.